everything that seems horrible may not be so when you get to the other side of it and there's a lesson in it.
What's burning inside me? What's on my heart? What's in my soul? Like, I feel like we all have a candle that we're...
Exploring one of Hollywood's most intriguing professional dynamics, the entertainment world has long speculated why Denzel Washington, one of the most esteemed actors in the industry, has never collaborated with certain major media figures, despite both being prominent forces in black cinema. Given their shared commitment to uplifting black talent in Hollywood, one might assume a natural partnership would have formed. However, the reality appears more nuanced, with Denzel Washington openly expressing reservations about certain work environments and the depiction of black characters in some productions. This decision reflects a principled stance rather than mere personal preference, highlighting the actor's dedication to authenticity and representation in his craft.
Making all my food for me, and
Oh, he does?
we work out.
Every day?
We work out 4 days a week. He says
What
the
time?
rest is...
How early
You want to
guys-
come? You want to go?
Well, no. I'll come watch, for sure. Is it like a 5 a.m. type of situation?
No, I box also, so I do 2 days.
I want to talk to you about boxing.
This discussion highlights a deeper divide in how black storytelling is approached within mainstream media. The controversy intensified when Spike Lee, often hailed as the godfather of black cinema, weighed in on the matter. Known for his candid opinions, Lee did not hold back, using terms like coonery and buffoonery to critique aspects of certain productions. His remarks were more than just criticism. They represented a broader challenge to the storytelling methods employed by some media creators. What makes this dynamic even more compelling is how it mirrors a larger conversation within the black entertainment community. On one side, figures like Denzel Washington and Spike Lee advocate for nuanced and dignified portrayals of black life. On the other, you have creators who have built highly successful empires, amassing billions and creating content that resonates widely, particularly within the black community. One fascinating aspect is the apparent absence of certain A-list black actors, such as Denzel Washington, Idris Elba, and Viola Davis, from these productions. Despite their ability to command top-tier salaries and their alignment with stories that celebrate black excellence, these Hollywood heavyweights seem to consciously opt out, further fueling the ongoing debate about the balance between artistic integrity and commercial success in black storytelling.
What's burning inside me? What's on my heart? What's in my soul? Like, I feel like we all have a candle that we're given to carry. This little light of mine, my mother used to sing about. We all have this light, and that light is your destiny. That light is the thing that's going to lead you to your path. What is that in your own life?
The situation becomes even more nuanced when examining what happens behind the scenes. Media's approach to filmmaking is, to put it mildly, unconventional. He has publicly shared that he doesn't use a writer's room, choosing instead to write everything himself. While this might initially seem impressive, it has raised questions about work conditions and the value of collaborative creativity. Typically, TV shows employ teams of 10 to 12 writers to develop rich, layered stories. In contrast, media operates as a one-man show. He has explained that he once experimented with a writer's room about a decade ago, but found it unproductive. According to him, he often disliked the scripts produced, had to pay for rewrites, and still ended up rewriting everything himself. His solution? Handle all the writing solo. This brings up an interesting debate about artistic control versus the benefits of collaboration. Media has been known to write entire seasons in a matter of weeks, whereas most writing teams take months to craft a single script. He justifies his process by claiming he understands his audience and can deliver content they connect with. However, critics argue that this approach may result in rushed storytelling and missed opportunities for deeper, more complex character development.
Father would be beating my mother and doing all kinds of things and saying all kinds of stuff to her, and he would leave the room, and I'd walk in and I'd imitate one of those women, and she would start laughing. There was a power in that I didn't really get until I got older. I remember being about 11, 12 years old on my way to my new school.
The criticism extends beyond media's writing methods to recurring concerns about character portrayal, particularly regarding colorism and casting choices. Observers have pointed out a noticeable pattern in his productions. Dark-skinned black male actors are frequently cast as villains or morally flawed characters. For example, in Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Steve Harris portrayed Charles, a successful lawyer whose behavior becomes increasingly cruel over the course of the film. This trend hasn't escaped the attention of industry insiders. Even comedian Chris Rock, known for his incisive cultural commentary, once joked that if Tupac were alive today, He might have been a political leader, but in a media production, he'd likely be cast as the abusive boyfriend. Though intended as humor, the remark underscored a deeper concern about representation and stereotyping. The conversation becomes even more charged when examining how media's works depict Black women. Cultural critic Jam Limia addressed this issue in an open letter published by NPR, specifically calling out the portrayal of matriarchal figures in his stories. She argued that turning such significant figures in Black culture, our mothers and grandmothers, into sources of broad comedy diminishes their importance. Her words, "Our mothers and grandmothers deserve much more than that," resonated with many who feel that such characterizations often oversimplify or misrepresent the richness of Black womanhood.
Every day?
We work out 4 days a week. He says
What
the rest
time?
is.
How early
You want to
guys-
come? You want to go?
Well, no. I'll come watch for sure. Is it like a 5 a.m. type of situation?
No, I box also, so I do 2 days.
I want to talk to you.
The discussion around this debate reveals a deeper divide in how success is measured in Black entertainment. Media's supporters often highlight his incredible financial accomplishments and the opportunities he has created for countless Black professionals in the industry. They're not wrong. His success story is undeniably remarkable. However, critics like DenzelWashington and Spike Lee argue that commercial success should not come at the expense of dignified and authentic representation. This brings to mind a pivotal moment in Hollywood history. In the 1940s, Hattie McDaniel became the first African American to win an Oscar for her role in Gone with the Wind. Despite her historic achievement, she was forced to sit at a segregated table, separate from her castmates, on what should have been a celebratory night. Decades later, we're still grappling with questions of representation and dignity in Hollywood, albeit in different ways. The social media response to this ongoing debate has been both impassioned and illuminating. One user commented, "Media's movies aren't just not for everyone, they perpetuate misogynoir and anti-Black stereotypes, and I refuse to ignore that just because he hires Black people." Another pointed to the predictable formula in his productions, rather than challenge them, such storytelling tropes rather than challenge them. These reactions underscore how deeply these issues resonate with audiences, sparking critical conversations about the balance between opportunity, representation, and responsibility in Black entertainment.
Everything that seems horrible may not be so when you get to the other side of it, and there's a lesson in it. And also, I got rid of the people who made me overpay $9 million and didn't know it. So I brought in another team who was able to really point out things to me. So,
How can you spot a media film? Common themes often include infidelity, domestic violence, unnecessary scenes, and abrupt, unconnected plot twists. Comedian Dave Chappelle has added another dimension to this broader discussion by addressing a recurring theme in Hollywood, the tendency to portray Black men wearing dresses in productions. Chappelle shared a personal story about refusing to wear a dress for a movie scene, questioning why this is often requested of Black male actors. Interestingly, when he declined, the scene was rewritten without issue, highlighting that such elements are not always essential to the story. Media has responded to such criticisms in ways that have sparked further discussion. In a recent conversation with Keke Palmer, he dismissed his critics, suggesting they are overly serious, therapy-attending elitists. These remarks reflect the ongoing tension between his defenders, who emphasize his success and contributions to the industry, and his detractors, who question the broader implications of his storytelling choice. This debate continues to highlight differing perspectives on creativity, representation, and responsibility in Black entertainment.